Hello, everybody. I'm Jennifer Snyder for the Flying Unicorns. Thank you for coming to our Ustream shows week after week. Next week is Lynn, and we always look forward to her creativity. A reminder that anything I use in my show that's available in the Unicorn store is 10% off. And I want to congratulate Alda on officially opening her store September 1st. Her brick, what do you call it? Mortar brick store? I don't know, a real actual store. So yay to Alda. We wish you a lot of luck and tons of love. So if you're in the Tallahassee area or surrounding, consider a road trip. Alda will treat you like a queen. So on to the show. I'm going to grab my project. I'm going to kick off the Halloween season. So let's scroll. Let me see if I can successfully scroll down gracefully. Not too gracefully, but hold it. So this is my project. It's kind of big, so I'm going to have to like pan out a little bit. But it was part of what came in the September kit, and it was made from the OTP, the Off the Page project, which was a wooden candlestick holder. I decided I didn't want to make a typical candlestick holder, so because everybody was going to do that, so I decided to think outside the box and make it this. I don't know what it is. It's not really a graveyard. I call it like a playground for my skeletons. So that's where we're going with this. So I'm just going to, my little skeletons, I'm going to give you a quick little shot of this guy is missing a leg. And I got to tell you why, because I don't know if you guys remember, but the shark that my husband put on my OTP from a couple months ago, the beach one, this is the guy who was sitting in the beach chair. The shark bit his leg off. So this is courtesy of my husband. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to put this to the side and grab this. So we're going to start off right away. Oh, let me get this out of the way. This is sloppy. I'm sorry. Sorry for being sloppy. Let's pan back down. I can't level out the camera, so I'm just leveling out my workspace. Okay, first I'm going to just quickly paint this black. Real quick. You can use any kind of black paint. I used a matte. You can use gesso. I didn't have any gesso. I couldn't find it, so I grabbed my chalkboard paint from Prima. Because I know that it has a matte finish, or I'm thinking it does, and I'm just going to quickly paint. So while I paint, maybe I can be successful and look at the chat. Oh, Janelle asked where you get the skeletons. Janelle, thank you for asking that, and I'm glad I looked up at the chat. I got my skeletons, and I already kind of messed this up a little bit. I got my skeletons from Michael's, and I saw them at the dollar store, but I'm going to give 3 sets of, Cynthia is texting me. What? Hold, I think, come back, Cynthia. What'd you say? Oh, I'm answering that question. Thank you for asking. I got them from Michael's, and and you can get them from the dollar store, like I said, and I'm going to be giving away 3 sets of skeletons to 3 lucky people. So if you want a set of skeletons, send me a message on Facebook or tell Cynthia, and I'll pick the first 3 people that show any interest. Maybe 4. So there you go. As I'm painting this, I want to leave a little bit of some of this unfinished because I'm going to paint it with some green and some purple accents. But I kind of already messed up, so I'm not going to stress over it. I'm just going to improvise if I have to. And I'm doing kind of, really, honestly, a sloppy ass job. I mean, sloppy job. And thank you everybody for your kind concern over my husband. Last week was a really stressful week for the two of us. Actually, a week before, my husband had open heart surgery, kind of off the cuff and quite a surprise. Went into the doctor's one day and just didn't come home. So, yeah, it was a little bit of a stress. And it still is, actually. I put on a happy face, but my stomach doesn't feel so happy. It's still a ball of stress, but he is actually doing so much better. And I can hear him clonking around a little bit. He can't get around too much, but, he's doing okay. So thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to paint the base. I know the painting is like the longest part, so just bear with me. And chat amongst yourselves. Oh, Anne Marie, pick me. I also have, I use some black cheesecloth or black gauze. So if you want, you can also have a little piece of the black gauze. So whoever gets the skeleton can have some black gauze too. Let's do the bottom of this. My last show was in May. I took the summer off. I really needed it. Not that I needed a break. I really needed to enjoy summer because our summers in New York are so dang short. Nobody really believes me, but as soon as Labor Day hits, it's like a switch and it becomes chilly. So if you're not from the Northeast or like up north, you just can't imagine that it's like a real switch, but true. It's true. It's nice out today, but I really needed some time to spend and enjoy my summer. I always feel like I craft the summer away. Okay, so I'm going to let this guy dry. And at the same time, I mounted my project on a 5x7 canvas panel. So I'm going to paint that also real quick. Yeah, this is Kathy Bradley just was commenting on the chalkboard paint. Yeah, it is really nice paint. It has nice coverage, and the colors are pretty nice. The black is black. The black's not like a gray black, a smoky black. I don't like that. So this works nicely. But you know what? You can use any kind of black. You can just any kind of acrylic paint. It all works nicely on projects like this. I'm going to get my edges because I am kind of a freak like that. Whoops! and thus and such, you should use a craft mat for these moments where you have to do a little do-over. Oh, I could have prepared this ahead of time, but, then we'd have like a 30-minute show. Which is okay, because then you guys could watch the rest of the debates if you're into that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm done with my paint, my black paint, so I'm going to put it away. And once again, this was the chalkboard paint. Whoop, there you go. Let's put that away. I better just clean up this mess. I'm going to put the board aside for a little sec. Clean up my mess. Oh. So I do apologize if I'm off my game. My heart is into it. My mind isn't. My mind is kind of upstairs walking my husband to bed right now, even though my body's right here, if that makes sense. Okay. I think I better give this a ye old blast of my heat gun. Who out here decorates for Halloween? Oh, you know what, Julianne? Okay, you just stop with the 90 degrees, okay? Just stop right there. I'm only going to, my candlestick actually is almost dry. I really want to get this heat blown so that I can keep working on this. So who here likes to decorate for Halloween? I like Halloween. I'm not a big decorator. I'm not a big decorator of any holiday, but I like making the projects. I just don't put them out anyplace. Thanks, Alter Joe. I appreciate it. I know that many of you can understand my mindset. Anyways, I think Halloween stuff is a ton of fun to make. There's a lot of, a lot of countries don't celebrate it, but I think it's still fun. Fun to decorate. Okay, there we go. Okay. I'll set this aside. The next thing I want to do, I had a nice little fence. I've got a fence around my project. I didn't need the fence, but I thought it needed some kind of border. My project just needed anchoring, and I thought this little fence was perfect. This is just a cheap little Dairies fence. A little Dairies metal fence that I had in my stash. And all I'm doing now is I'm going to see how much I need first. And I'm going to bend the sides a little bit, kind of just to form around my mat board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it in place. Yes, that's true. I am. But I'm also going to take and tie it in place. Tie it to my canvas. Because I like to make off-the-page projects that will actually be a little more durable when you move them around. And if I were to just glue this on, I'm afraid that it just, wouldn't be very durable. I'd pick it up and try to show it off to a guest and look like a silly buffoon. Oops, I picked the glue that isn't open yet. Because my household has many bottles of Beacons glue. I can't be without my bottle of Beacons. So I'm going to add some glue. A generous amount. I'll add some glue here. And on the sides. Okay, for projects like this, you really do need a sturdy, strong glue. Like, your Arlene's isn't going to cut it on this because I just don't think it's going to hold the metal to the canvas very well. And yes, I'm tying it, but you still need a strong, sturdy, durable glue. So, okay, I'm going to take this string came in the kit. It's a really nice, I don't know if it's a paper twine, but it's a nice green. We got a couple of colors in the kit, and I thought it would match perfectly with this. So I'm just going to take and thread it through my fence a couple times and wind it around. Once I have my decorations on the canvas board, you're not even going to see it. And you could paint over the thread if you want, the string. I just don't see a need for it, but this will help keep the project nice and together. And I'm going to flip it over and just tie it on the bottom. And then I can move on with no worries. There, no worries now. Great, happy. So now I'm going to take my candlestick and finish up the painting. Let's put this aside. I painted some accents in purple and green. I used silks, but you can use, I used Olivine and Periwinkle, but there's so many other acrylic paints you can use. Aida Paint has a really, really nice purple one. Aldo might have it in the store. It's a metallic violet, and it's just gorgeous. Actually, let's use it. Let's do it. I love the Aida paints. Oh, now I can't tip it over, but I'm going to try anyway. There. Oh, there you go. The coverage is nice and the colors are nice, but I must stir it. Whatever you see, however you see me painting, don't do this. Don't watch me and do it at home, because I'm like, I don't know how to paint and I'm kind of a mess. Whenever I go to paint something like a wall or, you know, a room or something, my husband's like, no, better not. I'm the kind of person that throws the paintbrushes away. Who else does that? I would rather throw it away than wash it. I'm not that good. Not that good at painting. But yet, you know what? I don't care. I still like it. It's not a strength of mine, but I still enjoy it. So there's the purple. And I'm going to put some purple down here too. I'm putting it on a little thick. It needs to be on thick. So I might have to give it 2 coats. But yuck, 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 yuck. Okay, great. Great, great, great. Good, good, good. I think it's the evening of 3s. Let's pull out the Olivine. This is Olivine silk. The other one that I used before was Periwinkle. And this one that I just used is Violet, Aida Violet. I do believe that we got that in a previous kit. I'm trying to use items that we've gotten in either the current kit or prior kits, because I think that's, you know, it's fun. It's important to use up your stash, especially if you've paid for it. If you're getting it in a kit and you've paid for it, it's kind of important to use it. Stash is fun, but you know what? We need to clear out stash so we can have room for new stuff. And with Alda having her new store, I know that she's got plenty of stock that she'd love to send us. You know, plenty of stuff she'd love to sell us. New supplies for our stash room. Okay, so I'm just painting the green. Honestly, I should have let this dry a little bit more, but I don't care. I'm going to take the imperfect side, and that's the side that I'm going to use as the back. So I'm not going to stress over it. You can't craft it. You can't be a stressor in craft. They just, I don't think the two jive. And in my house, you can't be a perfectionist either. Let's see. And I'm a little less chatty tonight. Joe, Alter Joe, you burnt your thumb making candy apples? I'm sorry to hear that. That's still, but they were still yummy. I love caramel apples. Actually, I just love caramel. Okay, there we go. Good enough. Okay, I decided to put the purple and the green in there because they're great Halloween-y colors, but also they break up my project a little bit. And with having so much black, I really think the purple and the green were great accents and made the project, you know, popped a little bit on the project, which I really needed because I'm using so much black. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. I have a few more things I want to do. I had some crystal flourishes that I want to put on, and some gems to decorate the top. So I had some satin crystals from Prima that I'm going to use. And I'm going to pull this crystal flourish off and wind it around my candlestick. When I use these, I always feel like I need to add extra glue. Who else has that experience? Because, you know, they lift off so easily from your projects, especially if you're doing something altered. You know, like a couple days later, it seems like they're just lifting off the page or off your project. And so I need to avoid that because it's just not really cool. You know, it's not cool to have your project falling apart on you as you're trying to show it to people. That's just really bad. Yeah, the green is it's really pretty metallic. The purple actually, and you can't, I don't know if you can see it too well, but that is a really nice metallic also. So I'm going to look and see where I want to start my flourish because I'm just going to wind it around my candlestick. I don't really care where I start. And I need to add a little bit more glue. And once again, the messy spot becomes the back. Let's see. Oh, I'm fighting multiple adhesives tonight. The sticky from the crystals and my beacons. But I shall succeed. I shall win. Okay. Okie. You know what? I'm going to cut this flourish because I kind of want to put it in the front. There. Oh, I like that better. Great. And then I have this miscellaneous piece that's I'm just going to stick on too. There. He can go at the top. Great. Okay, looking good. My hands. Alda. Oh, nice messy hands for Alda. So there it is. It just gives my candlestick some texture, which I desperately need with all the black. And then I'm going to add some crystals. To the top. And I like to add extra glue to these too. I'm just going to pop them right at the top. Oh my God, my fingers are just yuck. Oof, even a little too much for me. I'm only going to put 3 on right now. After I get the project pretty well set up, I'll see if I need more. Okay, good. Look at how pretty. I love crystals. I love these satin crystals. Prima doesn't make enough of them as far as I'm concerned. They sell out pretty quick. Okay, now it's time to move on, and I think I'm going to glue it on the base onto my project. Yikes. So I'm going to add gobs. Yes, that's a term. That's a crafting term. Gobs of glue. Because I need this to stick. I'm not wiring it on. I should have. I don't really need to. But gobs of glue, most certainly. So I'm just going to stick it down. Excellent. It'll stay nicely. Okay. Oh, you know what? That's kind of silly. Once it sets up a little bit, I can turn it on its base and you can see the project better. But for now, this hole in here is going to get filled with this black. Oh, it's really a cheesecloth. I got it in the Michael's Halloween section, and it's actually supposed to be a tablecloth, like a spooky tablecloth. but it's not a tablecloth at my house. It's just, I bought it and I save it because it's cool, spooky stuff. So I'm going to cut a section. And this is, so I'm going to give a couple sets away of these guys, skeletons, and some black cheesecloth. And then you can go shop in Aldi's store and pick out the rest of the accessories that you might need. So I'm cutting off actually kind of a big piece of this because I'm going to use it and drape it around my candlestick. Okay. Come on. There you go. Okay. Jen, how did you come up with the idea? I don't know. I honestly, Anne-Marie, I just don't know. My head is, my head's not right sometimes, okay? It's just really, I really honestly wanted to make something different than a candlestick. Okay, so I'm going to take, and I really need to fill this up a little bit because my skeleton, here was my real challenge. My skeleton needed to sit in there and he kept tumbling over. So I'm going to show you how I stuck him in there. So I'm just going to gobs of glue again around the inside of my candlestick holder. And I'm going to shove it in there and let this side drape. Okay, I think I can turn it over now. So this side's going to, yeah, I think it'll be okay. This side's going to drape a little bit. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking my my favorite tool, which is my wood skewer. And I'm going to, oh, I should have, I'm going to put that up for a sec. I need to paint, I don't need to, but I really want to. I'm going to paint a little bit of my wood skewer black. So I'm going to crack off, I don't know, a good 3 inches or so. And I'm going to shove it in here also. Because he's going to actually be the backbone of my skeleton. And he's going to be the, what he's resting against. Oh, you know what? I'm going to just dip. I'm dipping it. Oh, it doesn't work too well. I don't care. It's good enough. It's perfect. Okay, put the skewer aside. So, stick this over here. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm going to take and add gobs of glue, once again, gobs of glue onto my wood skewer. And I'm going to stick it down into the candlestick. There. He's going to, actually, it's going to be quite perfect. Now this guy, I cracked off a leg. I don't need to crack off a leg, but I'm not going to today. See, he's going to rest against the, you can't see it. Gosh, he's going to rest against the wood skewer. See that? Otherwise, if I don't, his like butt tumbles over. So I'm going to stick his butt in a little bit, as much as I can, and glue him to the wood skewer. It's perfect. And it actually worked quite nicely. Can you even see what I'm doing? Can you even see what I'm doing? Awkward. This is an awkward view. Okay. See, that is what he's going to look like. So he doesn't really have a stick up his butt. He's got a stick in the back. Okay, so he's going to glue and he's going to set up quite nicely. Let's see. Now what I want to do is kind of drape this around. I'm going to work on, I think I'm going to work on my fence, the background, for a little bit. In September's kit, we got these wonderful creative embellishment branches, and I'm going to make them to look like my spooky my spooky branches in the back, like that. So once again, let's get the black paint out. I keep washing my paintbrush, silly move, but that's all right. So I'm going to set, whoops, I propped this up with my my silk bottle. So I'm going to paint my branch black, give it some time to dry. And this is also, hands up in the audience if you don't have a non-stick craft mat. Come on, I want to see your hands up. Come on. It's time to fess up, because this is like crafter's, like, really honestly, best buddy. Where would I be tonight without it? If you don't have one, head to Alda's store right now. I don't know if she has them, but I think it's a necessity. Okay, there. He's good. Perfect. Let me clean off this real quick. You know, I have 2 non-stick craft mats. I can't find my other one. It's in a box someplace. I like to take the cats outside. Oops, my skeleton tumbled off. He's not dry yet. I like to take the cats crafting out, sitting outside, and so I take a box with me of crafty stuff, and it's in a box someplace, I think. Okay. So I'm going to take my branch, and I'm going to add gobs of glue to it. Tonight, the term of the night is gobs. I'm adding gobs of glue to everything. There. And I'm going to stick it to my fence. Once again, the fence was just a cheap old fence I got at Michael's. It's a Darius brand, and you know, I think I got it in the little miniature section. I think. Okay, so that is my branch. I think it's like the perfect chipboard piece for this type of project. And so now I'm going to add... Sorry. My chalkboard paint almost had a mess. A couple months ago, Song was doing a project, and I think it was Song. I'm pretty sure it was Song, and she spilled her mist, a bottle of mist all over everything. I think it was her. What a mess. Well, that almost happened. So let's close up the chalkboard paint. Nothing like screaming on camera. Okay, I'm going to add some paint, or some glue. Gosh, goodness gracious. Or glossy accents might be good too. I'm just adding dots of glue, and then I'm going to pour on some glass beads. These are green glass beads. Kind of make it look like leaves. Even though there would be no leaves at this time of year. There probably would be a few leaves left at spooky time. Okay, I'm using this. My little bead tray catcher thing. And I'm going to sprinkle and kind of group my beads. Bunch them. I'm putting them in bunches. You know, it's just the little touches, I think. The little details separate you from everybody else. So when you add those little details and the little finishing touches, I don't know, I think it just makes the project so much nicer. Okay, perfect. I shall hold this up and show you. See how cool that is? Okay, so let's put it up and let this skeleton have a chance to dry a little bit. Okay, I don't need my beads anymore. I'm going to put those aside. I know, you know what, I'm sorry. This is like such an awkward view. I really should have thought about it before doing this project, but you're stuck with me now. Oh, You know what? Also in the kit, before I put my black paint away, were these really cool chipboard birds. And I'm going to add some of them to my project too. Because you know what? Black crows at Halloween are perfect. Alda, thank you for making the September kit so perfect for my project. How did you know? How did you know I would need some black crows? Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can read the chat. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in. I don't think I thanked you yet. I thanked people before the show, but I haven't thanked you who all just joined us. So thank you for joining us weekly on Ustream. We all really appreciate it. I'm only going to paint 2 crows up. I think that's all I need. Yeah, perfect. You know what? I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put these yet, but I think I could put the paint away now. Okay. I'm not going to take the time to totally clean my craft mat, but okay, so let's move along. So far I've got the spooky tree done, and I've got the skeleton and this meshy background on. So now I'm going to decorate the bottom, the base. So you know what? Let's do it this way. There. I want you to be able to see. So for those of you tuning in late, I added a metal fencing, and in order to hold the metal fencing on, I strung it on and tied it on the bottom using the string that Alda sent us in the September kit. Okay, I've got some petaloo flowers that Alda also put in the September kit, and I'm going to use 1 or 2 of those, probably just 1. This guy is nice. And I have some purple petaloos that, did they come in the kit? I think they did. Okay, so I'm just going to glue it on. Move it this way. You can see the base better this way. I'm adding, yes, I'm adding gobs of glue. See, that's why I have multiple bottles of this beacon stuff at my desk, because I eat this stuff, I think. Okay, so I'm going to stick it on. I remember, I don't know, I had to show one of my scrappy friends, Maggie, a photo of my desk for some reason. She wanted to see something, and I had 4 bottles of my beacons. She didn't notice what I was showing her. All she said to me was, "Jen, why do you have 4 bottles of beacons on your table?" So that, you know what, that is a true scrappy crafty friend. Okay, I'm adding this purple petaloo guy. I'm just going to put him over here. I had these petaloo. These are floral ephemeras in lavender. I don't know. They're like vines. They're awfully pretty. So I'm going to take the big guy, this long beaded thing, and I'm going to just kind of stick him in here. Okay, so part of the reason why I'm building up this base is because I want to put another skeleton in there. Skeleton dude. And he needs really something to kind of hold him aloft a little bit. Hold him up. So I'm sticking this thing. Yep. And I'm going to just shove it in there. You know what's kind of cool about this piece? It's got the green flowers, but they've got a tinge of yellow in it, and the beads are purple. So the colors all just meld nicely in this project. I'm going to keep it like that so you can see my base. Need some more purple flowers. So I kept these flowers. These were from a previous kit also. I want to say August, maybe. I definitely know they weren't September's kit. So and they're purple. They are perfect. So I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do before that? I'm going to drape I kind of want to drape my cheesecloth and start working my cheesecloth into my base. Okay, he's stuck back there, so he's going to stay back there. This is, once again, for those of you tuning in late, this is like spooky Halloween tablecloth cheesecakey stuff that I got from Michael's in the Halloween section. It's supposed to be like a gauzy tablecloth, but you know, it worked better on craft projects, I think. So, you know what? My table is a mess. Let me just clean up for you folks. And I'm going to work like this so you can maybe see what I'm doing. I'm just going to glue some of the gauze on the bottom. If I didn't cut my gauze properly, I'm going to improvise. And if this doesn't fit on the bottom all the way, and it doesn't. And what I mean by that is it's not covering up the base. I'm just going to cut another piece. Who's going to know, right? Okay, let's turn this around so you can see it. And I'm just going to simply cut me some more gauze for the bottom. There we go. Let's fighting with my gauze tonight. I'm just going to glue some gauze on the bottom. And the gauze is going to cover up the string that I used to tie my fence on. There. That is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Move this black flower up a little bit. I probably should have put the gauze down first, but sometimes, you know, you get to talking and you forget what you're doing. You stop and you stop losing your focus. Okay. So my base that I used, for those of you who tuned in later, is just a 5x7 canvas board. Okay, perfect. So that is what the base looks like now. I know. It's black. It's kind of hard to see. Let's move this aside. And I'm going to finish the bottom. So once again, I've got these nice little purple flowers that came in, I think, maybe the August kit, July kit. And I'm going to stick them in there. Because I need some more purple. I need a little bit more purple. Okay, so before I continue on, I'm going to take my second skeleton. These skeletons, like I said, I've got these skeletons. I got them from Michael's, and the dollar store has them for $1. But I'm giving away a couple of sets, and I'm giving away some gauze to go with it. So if you want a set, you can send me a message on Facebook or whatever you want. And the first 3 people or so, or 4, I'll send out a set. Okay, so time to get my second skeleton on. So what I did with him was I took some fishing line. This is just some nylon filament. It's just fishing line. I love this stuff too. Next to my wood skewers. I love filament line in my scrappy area. So I'm going to cut me a piece of this, and I'm going to tie it through the skeleton and support my skeleton that way. Otherwise, I think I would be hard pressed to have enough surface area on the skeleton to stick to my candlestick. So I'm going to take it and just wire him on. And what I love about the filament is that you can't really notice it off the bat. And you would really have to look at a project and try to find it, know it's there. Otherwise, you can't see it. So all I'm doing, gosh, this is an awkward project, is I'm just going to tie him on, and just kind of support him a little bit. I know. Sorry, next time I will think about the awkwardness of this project. Let's see. Yeah, Alda is going to have to drive a semi to camp. And she's promised she'd stop in Austin to pick me up. I'm thinking, where the heck is she going to put me? It's going to be like on vacation. She's going to have to put me, or was it? Oh yeah, on vacation where didn't I put the grandma up there? Yeah, that's where Alda's going to have to stick me. So I'm just kind of tying this guy on, and my sticky fingers are not cooperating with the fishing line, but I'll get there. There we go. And you don't have to add a lot, just one little tie, it's perfect. And once again, this netting is going to cover it up, so you're never going to see the knot in the back. It's wonderful. You know what? I am getting there. Okay, so I'll decorate the bottom first, but I'm going to show you so far what we've got. So we've got the skeleton, and he's tied to the back of here, and I'm going to cover that up with some of this cheesecloth stuff. I've got this guy hanging out on top, and then we've got our tree and the base. So I want my cheesecloth to kind of stick out a little bit. So what I did once again was I took my wood skewer. I wanted to see where I wanted it to stick out. So right about here. I wanted to act more like a drape and like a kind of a drape around my project, just to give it some bulk, because if I don't, it's just going to look kind of awkward with this big long candlestick and nothing. So if I add some volume to the project, it just gives it a little more balance and doesn't make it look so odd. Okay, I'm taking my wood skewer, and I'm going to paint them up quickly. Or Sharpie. I think last time I used a Sharpie pen because it's what I had available. And actually it colors the skewer better. But this is great. This is fine. Okay, so I'm taking my wood skewer, and I'm going to add, yes, that's right, say it with me, gobs of paint. My gobs of paint. And I'm going to stick it in my project. I'm just going to stick it in. And I'm going to drape my cheesecloth around it. And you never see it. You can't see it, but but what does it do? It just gives my project more, I'm sorry, it gives my project more volume. Very hard to show you. Let's do this. I can go back and work like this again. There. Okay. Once my project is standing up again, my wood skewer will be hidden. I added some glue, and I'm kind of sticking more cheesecloth, gluing it to the wood skewer. Okay, now I'm going to finish up my base. I'm going to finish adding my flowers. I'll add a flower here. I've got these sweet little purple flowers. I'm going to put them around the top, near my top skeleton. Let's glue a bunch in. Oh. Let's tip him up again for a sec. And I'm gluing him right there, next to his hip bone. I guess he's all bones. Just make it look like he's sitting on top of something, you know? Oh, let me add one more. This project has a lot of purple in it. I like the purple and black and green combo. It's really Halloween-y. Okay, almost done. I'm going to. I've got some bottles. Let's tip this back again. Let's see. I've got some Tim Holtz bottles, and I'm taking one of the bottles out, and I'm going to fill it real quick. There's a few things you can fill it with. My table's a mess, sorry. I'm going to fill mine with this mica powder is great, and glitter's great. I think I'm going to fill mine with this green glitter. It's kind of a lime green, maybe a little bit. I'm going to use this. I like my little bead tray for filling stuff like this. It's perfect. So it's got this little top and that's all right. I think I can do it. The hole in my bottle is a little small. Oh, let's see. I think I'll do this. I don't need a lot. I just need to get some of it in. Oh, okay. I made it. See how pretty that looks? Let me put the top on. There. Focus. Okay, it doesn't want to focus, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to take some glue, gobs, add it to the bottom of my bottle. And glue it right to my base. Right over here. There. Sorry. You know what? If I have a post. I think if you go to my blog, you can see the up-close pictures so much better. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I've got my crows that I want to glue on. These came in the kit, and I painted them black. They came in the September kit. I painted them black. I'm just going to glue them onto my fence. You won't see them that well, but I know they're there. Up close, you know they're there. I have two of them. I'm going to glue, I think I'm going to glue, oh, I'll glue this guy to the bottom. I'll put him, I'll kind of put him right there. He's kind of cute there. I've got some berries. I love these floral berries. I just buy them really cheap at wherever I find them, Michael's or wherever, Joann's. and I use them as filler. So I'm cutting off some of this. It's purple and yellow and green, and I'm just gonna pop it on. Tip it over. So I'm gonna just glue it down. Whoops, 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 whoops. Craziness. Whoops. Stick it in wherever. A little bit here, a little bit there. Nothing. Just nothing too planned out. Just for filler. Maybe a little bit over here. And see how that's coming. There's the base. What else? I think I'm looking at. I think that's pretty much it. I think I kind of like it. Okay, so let's see if I can pan. I can't. Sorry, I can't pan down. There. This is about as good as it gets. There's the top of my guy. And there's my floor. Sorry, this was like probably the worst project ever. Sorry, you guys. Okay, let's stop the madness. And I'm going to set him aside, and I'm going to pan back up. So once again, if you think that you might want a set of skeletons and some cheesecloth, let me know. Otherwise, whoops, all this got. Let's pan this. Move it back up to me. There, I'm back. I'm back, and I could chat with you better. So I want to thank you for coming to watch my show tonight, and I also want to thank you for your support every week. If you want a set of the skeletons in a cheesecloth, send me a little message, and I'll take the first 3 or 4 people. Anything that was on the show that is in the store is 10% off. Lynn is next week. And thank you, everybody, for all your prayers and your kind thoughts regarding my husband and myself. And congratulations to Alda on the opening of her store in Tallahassee. If you're in the area or want to take a nice little road trip, think about going and spending an afternoon with her. She will treat you like a queen, like the queen that you are, and you'll have a great time. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you stopping in, and have a great night. Let's see if I can get the clicker to stop. Oh, hold it.